I'm Cliff Briscoe, and I had someone tell me one time, he said, "You know what, you are so narrow." And I know he meant it as a slam. I know he was trying to tell me, you're just not very diverse in how you look at things. And in reality, when he said it to me, I was kind of flattered in a way. I know he didn't mean it as flattery, but it kind of flattered me because I thought, well, I can take that as a slam, but on the other hand, I could take it that what that means is I have Jesus and the Word of God, and I've made my decision that that is what I'm going to believe. You know, when I came to the Lord, I was 20 years old, and I was exposed to a lot of different things. You know, the sexual revolution was on, drugs and alcohol were everywhere, and I mean, I'm not saying it was any more so then than now, but there was just an explosion of what was right was no longer right. It could be what's wrong is right. And when Jesus visited me in my room in Grove, Oklahoma, on Grand Lake in a cabin alone, I was alone, and he spoke to me. He said, "Why don't you read my book?" And I started reading the Word of God, and there was a verse that exploded inside of me in Proverbs. It said, "There is a way that seems right unto a man, but the end is death." And that was me. There were so many things I was experimenting with and going after and thinking that I wanted, and yet I found myself immensely unhappy. And what happened to me on that day is I narrowed. On that day, when I became a believer in Jesus Christ, I immediately narrowed. My path became much more narrow. Alcohol left. Illicit sex with girls left. Doing drugs left. Just wanting things that were in the world that actually were killing me. And that's what I didn't realize is that, you know, while sin is fun, I'm not going to stand up here and say, well, sin is no fun. Well, nobody would do it if there was no fun in sin. I'm not saying that there's nothing about it that is fun. It's just that the wages are bad. The only thing you get with sin is what you get at that moment, doing what you're doing. That's it. There'll never be anything more than that. And it's pretty empty when it's done with people and situations and circumstances that don't mean really anything to you. You can just throw it away. And so it is imperative, and it's a good thing, because narrow means you've got your eyes set on that which is good and wholesome and brings life. Hey, I got to go. I'll see you later.